Hi there, it's Meonicorn. I cannot believe that we are heading to November in 2017 and we only have 2 more months to go. And today I'm bringing you my Nonfiction November TBR. If you don't know, Nonfiction November is a 1-month-long event hosted by Olive from A Book Olive and Gemma from Nonfic Books. And I'll link all their channels and announcements videos down below in the description box. And also, in Nonfiction November, I'm not planning on reading nonfiction books exclusively. However, I do have some great choices to meet the challenges in Nonfiction November and some extra books that I want to read. This event has 4 one-word challenges, and I have picked 4 books to meet each of them. And I would like to say that from now on in my channel, I'm not going to give a storyline kind of blurb for each of the books that I'm going to read, including fiction books and non-fiction books, because sometimes I found the description that I give to books on my TBR videos wasn't really what the books is talking about. So I don't want to cause any misunderstandings because of my videos. So from now on, my book introduction will include 3 sentences that I think why I want to read this book. So without further ado, let's talk about the books that I want to read in Nonfiction November. The first Nonfiction November challenges is Home. As you all know, I came from China, so I have picked a book that's talking about a period of Chinese history in World War II. That is The Rape of Nanjing by Iris Chang, an author also called Zhang Chunru in Chinese. And first, I want to read the first sentence in the blurb of this book. In December 1937, the Japanese army swept into the ancient city of Nanjing. Within weeks, more than 300,000 Chinese civilians and soldiers were systematically raped, tortured, and murdered. And second, this is a period of history that was forgotten in Western countries and hidden by Japan that I want to learn more about. And the third is a little bit background of the author, because writing this book caused deep sorrow, so the author suicide after writing this book. And the second challenge in Nonfiction November is Substance. I was a little bit confused with this challenge and I asked on Twitter, and I got help from Olive and Kazen, who is a book blogger, and I'll link her book blog down below. And for this challenge, I choose Be Immortal by Ultra Gawande. This is a book that I want to read a month ago when I was on vacation, but I haven't got a chance to get to it. And this book is talking about what role does medicine play in the process of life ending. It's an exploration of people's last weeks or months. And also the author have a medicine background and did a well-done research. And the third one-word challenge is Love. For this book, I have choose You Don't Have to Say You Love Me by Sherman Alexie. This is a book talking about grief about the author's mother passed away. It's also a book talking about a beautiful but abusive relationship between mother and son. And lastly, this is an indigenous author from America that I really want to meet. And the last challenge in Nonfiction November is Scholarship. For this challenge, I have choose Art History by Donna Arnold. First, it is a book from the Oxford, a very short introduction series. And second, art is something that I want to pursue. And the third, I believe this book can give me a brief introduction of the topic art history, and I can do my own research furthermore. Besides the 4 books that I mentioned for the challenges, when I was doing the research and shopping my own bookshelf, I found the following books that I really want to read in November as well. The first one is A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. Although this book was written decades ago, it's still relevant today. And also, I always wanted to read some Virginia Woolf's work, but I don't know where to begin until I watched a video from Ashley from Climb the Stacks, and she recommended to begin Virginia Woolf from A Room of One's Own, and I really trust her opinion. And as a feminist myself, I believe everybody should read this book at some point of their life. And my point is coming next month. Continue with the feminist theme, I have another book, Dead Feminist, Historical Heroines in Living Color by Chandler O'Leary, Jessica Spring with Jill Lepore. I got this book for months and I really like its colorful illustrated. And I can show you some of the pages. Something like this. Or this. So I believe it's very fun to read. And also it introduces 27 women who changed the world, and I believe it's really inspiring and challenging. When I was watching Olive's nonfiction house to get some inspiration, I found a book that sounds really interesting and I really want to read. It's Aspirin by Dearmore Jeffries. It's a book talking about the history of aspirin, the remarkable story of a wonder drug. It's also talking about the power of this drug and what to discover next. I haven't really read any books that was heavy in science, and I want to challenge myself to read this book in November. And that's all the books that I want to read in Nonfiction November. Let me know if you are participating in Nonfiction November and what books that you are looking forward to. And until next time, happy reading! Bye!